Hello, everyone. It is Thursday, the 26th of June, and welcome to this month's CraftAlong Online class. I really hope that you'll enjoy sharing with me this month. I've got something really cool to show you. Very excited about it. The sun is coming in through my window. I've got the blind down, but I'm hoping it's not going to create any shadow on our desk today, but we'll see. Hello, Jen. Nice to see you. Hello, Marilyn and Margaret. How are you guys? Sylvia's with us, watching from New Zealand. Hello, Marty. Oh, you'll be right back. Okay, well, we'll look forward to seeing you. Danny's going to bed. Marilyn is here. Marty. Oh, I just said those two. Goodness me. We have a good crowd. Hello, Cherie. How are you? Nice to see you guys. If I've missed anyone, oh, Holly, hello, in Wyoming. And Kerry's here and Leslie is here. Hello. All right, I've got something super fun to show you this month. For those of you who ordered with me last month, you would have received the supply packs by now to make today's card. If you haven't received it by now, my apologies. I'm really hoping that it arrived in time. I got most of them out last week, at the end of last week, Friday afternoon. In Friday's mail, and then the rest went, the ones that are local to me went on Monday, but they all went priority, so hopefully you got them in time. Rose is on Facebook. Nice to see you. Hello, Sheila. Hello. All right. So let's switch over to the desk and let's get crafty and see. I'll show you what we're going to make. All right. Okay. So the pieces have gone out. This is what they look like in the packets that people have received. Even if you don't have the packets, you can still make the card or you can still watch and make it later. There is a written tutorial. Now that gets sent out automatically to anyone who ordered with me last month, and also sent out to my team members. They get it automatically. If you don't have the written tutorial, but you would like to actually make this project, you would like the tutorial, on my blog right now, and I'm going to put the address up for you. Here it is. On my blog, at lookwatimade.com.au, you will find a purchase button, a buy now button for the written tutorial, and it's only $8 Australian, which I think is about $5 US. It's very reasonable. So if you would like to have that tutorial at your disposal, you certainly can purchase it. Okay, all right. So these are all the pieces that have been sent out. Shall we see the card? So this is the card, okay, and I really like it. I'm calling it this month a Surprise Concertina card. I did it in pinks, only because I had a lot of pink. I'm going to take the banner down. I had a lot of pink to work with. Some of you will have received this paper, which is from the Unbounded Love DSP, and then some of you would have received this paper, which is from the Wildflower Birthday DSP. Okay, so there's two different ones, but they're both pretty in pink, as you can see, and they both go really nicely with the paper. So I decided to go with, I used both for this one because I had enough of both. Actually, I didn't have quite enough. Poor old Ellen got the phone call to say, hey, I'm one piece of paper short. Can I borrow a piece of paper from you? Oh, my goodness. I know, right? Did you get a kit? Jen, did yours arrive? Oh, that's weird. Wonder why you couldn't comment. I did see YouTube's done something new where you actually have to hit a button to see the chat. And then you should be able to comment. So I don't know why that is. Oh, Cherie said she's on holidays for 2 weeks. Woohoo! We like that. Hello, Linda. How are you in Connecticut? There's somewhere I have never been, but I would love to go because especially in autumn or fall, as you guys call it, it looks like a beautiful place to be. Really lovely part of the world, right? Hello, Donna. Washington is another beautiful part of the world. Pacific Northwest. Oh, my goodness. Love. Oh, good, Jen. I'm glad it arrived. That's fantastic. And Oregon. Goodness me. We've got people from both sides of the country over there in the US. Hello, Glenda. How are you? Hi. All right. So let's check out the card. Okay. Now, the reason I chose these colors wasn't just because I had an excess of pinks. It was actually inspired by the washi. Okay. So I'm going to show you the washi today. This is our extraordinary Flora washi tape, and I was feeling a bit sad because all week this has not been available to purchase. Here in Australia, it came back in today. So if you want this, grab it while you can. It does come with a bundle. So let's have a quick look at the catalogue and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So pages I think it's like 80, 60 something, isn't it? I'm not going to be able to find it straight away. Every time I should know the page numbers by habit, or by heart by now, but I just don't. I know it's up the back here. Here it is, pages 84 and 85. Okay. I knew that last week, but I've been doing other stuff this week, so I'd forgotten. Oh, don't worry. You haven't seen the inside yet. So it's called a Surprise Concertina card because there's a surprise inside, right? So the die that cuts out the washi tape is called the Extraordinary Flora, and I'm on this page right now. So page 84 and 85, you can see on this side we've got the bundle. It's the stamp set and the matching die. And then on this side, we have the washi tape. Okay, so when I first ordered this, I just mistakenly thought, because I didn't read it properly, that the bundle included the washi tape. It doesn't. The washi tape is a separate bundle, which is actually a good thing because it means if you run out of washi tape, you can just buy some more. You haven't got to buy the whole bundle. Thank goodness for that. So we've got stamp set, dies. Those two go together, and there's some nice little greetings, simple greetings in there as well. And then on this side here, you can see the washi tape die. Okay, so super, super cool. I love it very much, and I have been using it tons. Okay, so it's very simple. The washi tape lines up with the die. Super easy. Now, in your packs, when you open them, I have put for everybody one of these. Okay, now there are two different colors of washi on the roll. Okay, and I'm going to show you both the colors. So when you buy a roll, okay, every second color, every second grouping of so this is what I call, this is like the more mauves. Okay, it's Petunia Pop, and there's a bit of Highland Heather in there too, and a couple of the purples. Okay, so this matches the die. Okay, I love having washi tape that is so wide. It's fantastic. We haven't ever had a product like this before, so it's super, super cool. Yes. Oh, Marilyn's answering Susan's question. Thank you, Marilyn. Yes, it does. Certainly the stamp set and the washi and the die are all the same design. So you can actually cut both. You can cut both the stamp set and the washi tape. And Cherie's just put up the bundled savings, the bundle number and the price. Okay, so the price that's quoted in the comments when Cherie posts them is in Australian dollars, just so everybody knows that. Okay, so it's $75.50 for the bundle, but remember that the washi tape is separate, and that is $27. Okay, so you see how this one, if I continue to pull it, can you see that we get a different color? Okay, so all of a sudden we've gone from purples here to this one, which is strawberry slush and pink. Okay, that is where the inspiration for this card came from. Because after I had cut a whole bunch of these for a class I had last month where I used the purple ones, I had a whole ton of strawberry slush ones left over. Hey, Linda, nice to see you from Minnesota. Oh, and Judy's here too. Hello, hello, you girls. All right, so I have, for those of you who have got the packs, what I did was I put the washi tape onto a piece of paper, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so I've got a piece of paper here. It's 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches wide and about 14 centimeters long or 5.5 inches. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to grab your washi, and I line up the edge. Okay, so I'm pulling out one colorway. I'm lining up the edge and sort of holding it straight, and then you push it down. Okay, so it actually goes down really smoothly. There's very little. If you do get any, so I did a video with this a couple of weeks ago, and at that point I showed a lot of tips on how to get the most out of this washi. So if you went back and watched the Technique Tuesday video from this a couple of weeks ago, you'll see some really good tips. One of which is using a credit card or a gift card to iron out any crinkles you get. Okay, but if you hold it down so it's parallel to the edge, and then smooth it over backwards and forwards, you'll get a lot less. There's no, as you can see, there's no creasing on this at all. I know, I love it too, Judy. It's fantastic. Hey, Marty, welcome back. Oh, no, you didn't get the stamp set, Sheila, but you're wishing you did. I know, that's the problem, isn't it? When you when you make whatever decision you make. No, I don't need this XYZ product, but then later you kind of wish you got it. I know. And you know what, this bundle is actually just the stamp set and the dies is actually very good price. Okay, it's $75.50. There is only one die, which is this die that cuts out every single one of these flowers like this. All right, so I've got now a purple one to use on another card, which I'll cut out later. But in the meantime, we have these ones that I have already cut out. Okay, so what I did was I'm going to make the outside of the card first, but I am going to show you the inside so everyone's watching. Here we go. I've got inside here. This is why I'm calling it the Surprise Concertina card, because there's a little surprise inside. Okay, and I have got a couple of other alternatives to show you at the end of this video, so don't let me forget to show those to you. Okay, so this one, I turned it into a birthday card and said birthday hugs. Okay, you wouldn't have to. If you wanted to have hugs or whatever word, you can have any 4-letter word you like, but keep it nice, ladies. Okay, so we've got hugs here on the inside, but you could have love, you could have hope, you could have a 3-letter word and then use an exclamation mark, because we have those as well. Okay, so there's a number of things. Now, I have used the alphabet dies, or they're actually called the party alphabet dies for this, and they're super nice. I use sparkly letters because everyone needs sparkle in their life, right? It is a wow card. I know, exactly. And so it's a bit of fun. I told you I was looking forward to showing you this month. Here are the party alphabet dies that I used. And you can see there are 2 pages of beautiful, big, blocky letters. Okay, I love how blocky they are. This is actually what I love about them. Big letters that you could use on a scrapbook page. You can use in a card like we're doing today. You can do all kinds of things. And that extraordinary Flora washi video that I did 2 weeks ago, if you go back and look, that one shows you a whole bunch of different ways to use these with the washi tape. Okay, so that's probably worth doing if you're looking at the washi tape as well. Okay, I love them. They are part of a bundle. You can get them together with the party banner dies. Okay, so that's these, and I have used these in this card as well. Look how many there are. I think there are 20 dies. That one moved. There are 20 dies in this set. Now, that's not all banners. That's also counting these. There's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 14 banners, and then these other little pieces that cut holes and so forth, which are really handy, to be honest. They're really useful. All right. Hello there. Is it Hyla? Am I saying your name correctly? I'm so sorry if I didn't. All right. So they're the party banners, and those plus the alphabet, those 2 are a bundle. Okay, so you can buy them together and get a 10% discount, or you can buy them separately. So the banners are the more affordable of the 2. So let me just quickly tell you the price of those. The banners are, I'm just going to look it up really quickly. They're also, when you're looking in the catalogue, they are the page after so you've got the Flora, the extraordinary Flora and washi tape on one page, and then on the next page you've got the banners and the dies down here. So they're together, which thankfully I did remember that. They're on page 86. These banner dies, I think, are very good value for all those 14 banners and the other 6 little dies. They're $70. I think that's actually really reasonable for these, and you can use the really big ones to make banners for like birthday parties and, you know, all that kind of stuff, for occasions, baby showers, that sort of thing. Or you can use little ones and put them on cards or something in between and do gift bags and things like that. So there's a lot you can do with these, and they're a very good price. These guys, $173 for those. Okay, so these are the more expensive item of the 2, but if you were to add those 2 up, I don't know, what's 173 plus 70? That's a lot. That's a big number. But if you buy them together, they're $218.50. Okay, so you do save 10% by buying them together. So if anyone is looking for something really cool to buy that you're going to get, I think, a lot of use out of and have them for years and years to come, these are a great deal. Now, also when this came out, the first thing I did was look at the price of the alphabet, because I always buy alphabets. I think they're a really useful thing to have in my collection. So when I looked at the alphabet dies and I saw they were $173, my immediate reaction was, oh, that's a lot of money for a set of dies. We used to have another alphabet set years and years ago, Does everyone know the ones I'm talking about? They were also large letters, about probably a similar height, but they were thinner. And we used those for years. They were, all those years ago, $173, exactly the same price. Okay, so actually, there's no inflation around here. Those prices of the alphabets have stayed the same over all those years, which I think is a good thing to know. Okay, we have some new people coming in today, which is lovely. So nice to have some newbies. Oh, hello, Dimity. How are you? Thank you for signing up to my newsletter, Dimity. I saw that come through the other day, and I'm very grateful when people sign up to the newsletter. And if anyone else wants to sign up, you can do that on my blog at that lookwhatimade.com.au address. Okay, so all right, let's get going on this. Otherwise, we'll not get anywhere, will we? All right, so we've got all of our washi tape pieces. And as I said, the washi tape pieces are what inspired the colors of the card. I'm going to do the outside of the card first, and then we'll do the inside. Okay, so just remember it's a Surprise Concertina card. If you don't want to have birthday, you could make this a thinking of you card. So you could just not put the word birthday there, and you could leave them and have a thinking of, and do thinking of you on the outside and hugs on the inside, and that would work without needing to have any other words here. Okay, so thank you, Cherie. Appreciate that. Hello, Vicky. How are you? Nice to see you. Hello, Melly Pepe. Hello. Nice to have you with us. Oh, there you go. Well, maybe not, because I just saw that come through as a new thing. Unless maybe you've changed your email address. Could that be the case? I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's do the outside of our card first. I'm going to be pulling out my different pieces, so let's quickly look at those. We've already pulled out the Extraordinary Flora, but when you pull out everything else, we've got our card base, which is pretty in pink. Okay, so hey, Leslie, nice to see you. We're making a fun card today. Sometimes I'll come up with a card that I just think, oh, I really like that. I must share that with everyone. So that was the case this month. And I was like, yay, I'm so happy to have a card that I want to share with everyone out there, and can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right. So what else is on the front? So the letters are on the inside. We have 5 banners. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. One banner is going to go on the outside. The other 4 are going to go on the inside. So inside stuff is here. We've got a strawberry slush piece of paper. Now this strip measures, if you're in centimeters, 20 centimeters long by 5 wide. And then I have scored it at 5, 10, 15. Okay, so we have 4 panels that are 5 by 5, 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Now, if you're doing this in the US, you would have an 8-inch piece, and you would score it 2, 4, and 6, and it would be 2 inches wide. So you'd have 4 panels that are 2 inches wide. Okay, so that's how that works. Oh, thank you, Brenda. I'm so happy to hear that. That's lovely. Thank you. Now, this is also for the front is the Strawberry Slush banner. The Strawberry Slush banner is a little bit bigger than this one, so it can be a matte. Okay, so we have 1 white banner and the Strawberry Slush banner on the front, and the other 4 banners are inside. Then we also have, I have a couple of Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. Some of you will have the Pretty in Pink. Some of you will have the Strawberry Slush. And there should be 3. Looks like this pack, one of mine has gone missing, but there should be 3. So if you can't find them, be very careful when you open up your pack. They may have disappeared. We have a DSP panel that measures 7.5 by 11.5, and that's going to go on a basic white panel that is 8 by 12. So you can see it's going to fit right there. Let's go ahead and glue that on, glue that together. This is such pretty paper. Now, this one is the Wildflower Birthday paper, and some of you got this one, and some of you got the Unbounded Love paper, which has also got that beautiful Pretty in Pink. So when I finish making this card today, I'm going to have one with the gingham, like this one, the one I'm doing now, and then I'll also have my original one, which is on the Unbounded Love paper. So just depending which one. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right. Yeah, they weren't quite as big, were they? But they're the same price. Would you believe that, Cherie? So interesting that the price hasn't changed. Like, it's identical. All right, so this is the first step here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my white banner and I'm going to glue that onto the Strawberry Slush piece. Now, you could use dimensionals here. However, I use dimensionals between the strawberry slush base and the DSP, and I use dimensionals between my white panel and the pretty in pink panel. So I'm trying not to be too, and then I've also used dimensionals behind so that's 3 layers of dimensionals. It's probably enough. So I'm just going to glue this one straight onto the strawberry slush piece. I mean, you can never have enough dimensionals, right? They're the best. But if you want to put this card in the mail, when we get to the inside where we're adding 4 layers of concertina, that also makes our card quite thick. So you just need to be a little bit mindful of how many layers of dimension you are adding if you want to pop it in the mail. You could, if you're just going to give it to someone, knock yourself out. But if you're going to use it in the mail, so this is going to end up on here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and do this bit now. So this one is going to have some dimensionals right here. And we're going to pop them like one in the corner. Whoops. And then one in the opposite corner, and then one on each side here. Who's crafting along today? Anyone? Love to hear. Like, you're probably so busy you haven't got time to type and say yes, but I'm giving you an extra challenge, asking you to tell me if you're crafting along. All right, so let's get, that's already off. Then that one. So up to you where you put this, but I put it in kind of like the top part. Actually, I'll bring it down a tiny bit more, maybe. So you can see here I've got about half an inch, or maybe 0.7 of a centimetre down, 7 millimeters down from the top. It's totally up to you, though. You can have it wherever you like, really. All right, like that. Just make sure it's straight. Mine isn't. Now I've pushed it down. Move that so it's a bit straighter. That looks better. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'll put my dimensionals in the back here, and then I'm going to pop it on my pretty in pink card. So more dimensionals. Or you could just glue this straight on if you prefer. If you're trying to keep it slimmer for the mail, then that might be a good idea. But you know me, dimensionals all the way, guys. You're just watching, Barbara? Oh, Leslie says she's crafting. Am I working at an okay pace, Leslie? Am I too slow? Am I too fast? How are you going? Because sometimes I think it's easier for you to tell me because you're the one who's actually doing it, whereas I'm not really attuned to how fast I need to be going sometimes. All right, so this is how it's looking right now. Oh, I should have put this, I should have stamped on this first. Silly me, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We're using strawberry slush ink because this is the color that matches this, and it's also the pink that's in here. But if you don't have strawberry slush, there's also pretty in pink in here, so you could use pretty in pink as well, or any coordinating pink that you think would look good. If you've only got one pink, use it. I am going strawberry slush. Now, I'm going to keep with the birthday theme, but like I said, you could do a thinking of you theme here and have the hugs on the inside. I used the birthday celebration set, which is this set right here. Okay, and there's a Make-A-Wish that I think is really nice. The Make-A-Wish is the one that I have used the most out of this set. I'm using it all the time because I really like the font. I think the font is really nice. So let's pop that. Now I'm going to do it pretty much right in the middle. Okay, so down a bit from the top, right in the middle there, like that. And yes, it would have been smart to do that before I dimensionaled it on, but too many things, Jen, right? Too many things. Yeah, so craft, chat, and watch. Yeah, it's a lot. All right, so you can choose whichever ones you like out of here. I chose this one, this big one here, and popped it up in this corner. I mean, how nice does that look straight away? These look fantastic when you add them to different things. And, you know, you can have, I've got this little rose here, but you could also have that rose if you wanted to. You know, you really can kind of decide which ones you want to have. And then I use one of the single flowers down here, okay, like so. Totally up to you, but I think that looks really pretty. And then this is the little rose with the, so you know, that's the one I used originally, and I think I'll do that one again and use this one on the inside maybe. All right, so I'm going to put dimensionals behind these now because they have been put onto the white and cut out with the die. You can add dimensionals or glue dots or whatever you like because the white paper is going to hide that on the back. But I have used dimensionals behind it on window sheets, so it looks more like vellum. It's see-through, but even through that, you can't see. You can't, if you put it in the dark, like if I was going to use this and it was on the vellum, sorry, on the window sheet, so it looked like vellum, I would put my dimensional right in the middle there, and you still wouldn't be able to see it. So it's a handy thing to know. So I'm going to use dimensionals behind here. Now you can use mini dimensionals if you want to, but you don't need to. These are big enough that you can use the full size. I might use a mini behind this one here because it's a bit smaller up this end. And then I'm going to pop another dimensional behind this little guy. And this card, just with this, like if I look at this like that, it looks unfinished. It looks like it needs something. Add this washi tape and you're done, because the washi tape immediately makes it look finished. Although we are going to add some gems too, because, you know, because we can. All right, so like that. Let me see. Dimity, did you say you were having trouble on finding me on YouTube? Ah, sometimes Susan and I talk about that, Sheila, and sometimes I have redesigned a couple of her cards in metric. Sometimes I do that. Okay, looks good. So almost finished just with the washi, but if you want to, you can add a few of these strawberry slush or pretty in pink gems. Up to you with these. I love these. These are so beautiful. One of the best gems sets we have right now, I think. So I'm going to have one down here, and then, like I said, I'm missing. Oh, look, here's one up here. Well, here's one. I'm going to open up this packet because obviously I lost one somewhere along the way. I need a third one. I don't know why, but from a design point of view, things always look better in threes. So let's grab another one of these and add a second one like that. There we go. Now I've got my 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. The front is done. Okay. But how beautiful. Aren't these gorgeous? I just love them. I think they're so beautiful. And just put them on something that helps you see them better. There we go. That's better. So you got the strawberry slush ones, which are the darker ones. You've got the pretty pink, the ones in pretty and pink, the ones in the middle. And then you've got the plain with the gold flecks. And those are beautiful as well. So I wonder why that is, Timothy. I would like to know, because I hope everyone can watch me over there on YouTube. That's kind of important. I think some people are certainly watching on YouTube. So you just did it. Excellent. Right. Okay. Outside is done. Happy with that. Let's turn to the inside of our card, which is empty right now, and see what we can do. So for those who didn't catch it before, this is what the inside looks like. We've got this panel. Now, if you look under here, you can't really, but there's a strawberry slush panel, which is this panel here. Okay. And it's scored. So when you fold this, you fold it like a concertina or a fan or a, what's the other word? There's another word for that. Accordion. There you go. Accordion style. Okay. Slide like this. So just pop that to one side. We'll come back to that. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my DSP panels, and I'm going to put them on the white panels. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue those down. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, for anyone wondering, these are the white is 14.3 by 10, and the DSP is 13.8 by 9.5. If you're doing this in imperial sizing, so your base card, your pretty in pink card, is 8.5 by 5.5, and then the white pieces are 4 inches by 5.25, and the second layer of DSP is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, now if you're getting the tutorial, all those measurements in both metric and imperial are written in there for you. So if you are missing any measurements, you can get the tutorial. And like I said, it's only $8, or even cheaper if you're in other countries such as the US or Canada, because the Australian dollar is, you know, it is what it is. But it means that it's cheaper for you guys. So Tanya just put up the link for you, Dimity. Can you see that? You gave up. Try that link. See if it works. Thank you, Tanya. That's really helpful. All right, so I'm putting my DSP pieces on my white panels. And then we're going to glue these two straight into our Pretty in Pink card. Now you see the scored line down the middle is where you've folded it over. And you're going to put it so that there's the same amount of banner, all the border all the way around. And you use the same with this. Okay, so it's going to go right there in the middle. Okay, so let's glue that in. You might find when you go to YouTube, because when I set this up, it does have ads, okay? And you can skip the ads if you want to. Believe it or not, YouTube pays me a little bit of money for people to watch the ads. So it's not a ton of money, but it all helps, right? So yes, I do get a little bit of payment. It's about $100 a month from YouTube for people watching all the ads. So there you go. If anyone's ever wondered about ads and why they're there, I could, and I do sometimes when it's like if it's a private video link or something like that, I like the Zoom links, those I don't include ads in those, but for public videos like this, I do. All right, so we've got our white panels with the DSP on top. Excellent. Good. All right, now we've got our folded piece, okay? This is going to be with the one, okay, so if you were to hold this so it makes a W, can you see that? Right? This is what they call a mountain fold or a valley fold. Valley fold obviously goes down, the mountain fold obviously goes up, right? So the mountain fold here, or the middle of the W, is actually going to end up right lined up there with our score line, okay? This, okay, over here is going to get, this is the same width as the DSP. Now, if you want this to stick up more in the middle, then move it in a little bit from the edges. And when we glue it, I'll show you what I'm talking about, because it's going to make it pop up in the middle by moving it in a little bit like that. But it still works either way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to attach our banners and our words. So originally, I'll show you one of my alternate samples. Okay, this was the first one I did. Okay, and you'll notice I used the purpley washi tape on this one. So I changed the color of this and I made this Petunia Pop because it matches with the washi. Okay, and so I did Petunia Pop sparkly hugs on this one. Okay, and I put the birthday on the other side. I kind of like it on this side, I think it looks good. And I actually embossed these pieces. And then when I was doing all this die cutting for the class, I went, I'm not embossing everything. I've got to make smart decisions so I can survive, right? So I didn't end up, and actually I thought it looked better, to be honest. I think it looks better without the embossing. The embossing made it a little bit too busy. Can you see what I mean? But this was my first one. So when I first designed the card, I did it in the purpley tones with the purple washi tape, and I did a couple of things a little bit different. Okay, now this one, okay, is lined up almost right to the edge of the paper. This one, I brought it in a little bit. So this one sits up a little bit higher, okay, and this one sits a little bit more flat when it's open. It still folds up, but it sits more flat. So that's up to you to decide how much you want it to pop up. And I'll show you another card in a little while. You don't have to have the banners to do this style of card or the alphabets. Okay, I did another one that I'm going to show you with totally different pieces. So you pay extra to YouTube to not watch ads. Well, that's good, Brenda, because I think some of that money probably goes to people who have like a higher level YouTube membership. So people who maybe pay a premium to be part of YouTube, which I don't, but totally understand that. But the ads are one way that I am able to get a little bit of payment. So that's how that works. All right. So I'm going to put the letters H, U, G, and S onto my banners. Now, when I did this original card, I put these on with dimensionals, okay? So there's dimensionals, and you really can't see it, but there's dimensionals down there behind the letters and the banners. However, that added extra bulk, because I don't know if you can see all those dimensionals in the middle down there behind the letters? That adds extra bulk to my card, which is fine if you aren't going to put it in the mail, but if you're going to mail it, you're probably better off to stick them straight on. Excuse me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually just use whatever glue you like, whether you're using Seal or Tombow. And we're going to pop that right there. And I'm going to position them. Now, I made it so that the H, the top of the H was just below the top of the banner. And then centered it right on there. Excuse me. All right. And then this one, same thing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue them to all 4 banners. You don't need a lot of glue behind them, by the way. It's kind of handy. You can just do it very quickly. And once again, I used the top of my banners to kind of work out where I was going to position them, just below the top. And if you're using Tombow, you can kind of wriggle them into the right place. There we go. It looks good. And so it's sort of just coming below the bottom of the banner here, but that's okay because they're all the same. That's the more important thing, is that they're all the same. So if you want them up higher, you could do that, but just make sure they're all the same. Right, this one, the G. Ah, Susie, aren't they great? Yeah, the banner dies I think are really very, very useful. But I'm a sucker for alphabet dies of any kind, or alphabet anything actually, alphabet stamps, alphabet whatever. Right, so that's right there. And then this one, the S is easy because you can just do it in one big blob of glue. And that one's going to go right there at the very top. And now we've got our letters attached to our banners. Okay. All right. So now we've got this. All right. Don't forget you need the center. The center score line has to be facing up. Has to be poking up so it creates like a W or a mountain fold. Okay. So this is going to go on the very first one. And these ones are the 3rd smallest from the party banner dies, the 3rd smallest, because remember this is a 5 centimeter panel. Well, these are just ever so slightly under 5. Okay, so you can put that right on there. They're almost exactly the right size. And we're going to, once again, you can use dimensionals if you don't care about the bulk. I just did a square like this and then attached my banners to it like that. All right, now I'm going to move it down a little bit because I don't want any of the strawberry slush color coming out the bottom. All right, I just want to see. So I've got, can you see that's how much I've put it over at the bottom? So it's ever so slightly over at the top as well. All right, that's about right. Okay, next one we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to do another square of glue. So Sharon and Leslie are both crafting along. How are you girls going? You feeling okay? It's all making sense and coming together? Now, it's important to not put your banners over the top of the fold because you still need it to bend. Okay, if you glue it on top of the fold, so you can see that I'm just to this side of the fold. So the fold is still able to move. All right, that's important. So the fold is right there in between those 2 banners and it's going to be right here on the edge. So the next one I put on is going to be just on the other side of that fold. All right, so that's important. Just going to do another square. This one just to that side of the fold. Like that. Now, Is that one just a tiny bit crooked? I think it is, but I'm going to move it because I can, because the liquid glue gives you a little bit of time to do that. So that's one of the great things about liquid glue. You have time to fix like any repositioning that needs to happen. And then this one, and this one is right on the edge there. So this one's right on this edge, this one's right on this edge, and now we have our hugs on the panel. Okay, can you see how it works? Now we're going to attach it in here. All right, now before we do this, this is when you get to decide, do you want to use the word birthday? Because if you do, I suggest you stamp it first. All right, now I didn't stamp mine first, and so I think it looks a little bit too high. Okay, up to you. I think I'm going to go, like I said, I've got, if you don't want a word at all, if you don't want the word birthday, you don't have to have it. But I do suggest that you use a darker ink than what is here, so it will actually stand out. If you use pretty in pink, it's going to actually be a bit tricky to see. Another option is you could stamp it on a piece of white and like a panel, like a banner or a strip of white, and then insert that in. Okay, so you could do this a number of ways. I'm actually just going to use a darker color and stamp directly on my piece. So I know this is going to go right around the halfway or slightly below halfway. So I want my birthday to be about here. So I'm going to stamp that straight on. And because the color is darker, it stands out quite nicely. Okay, so then this is going to go up and it's going to cover that a little bit of the Y, but that's okay. I'm good with that. All right. So how do we do this? You can start with either end. I'll start with the H. Okay, the one behind the H. We're going to turn this over. Let me put the strawberry slush ink away before I put my fingers in it. Okay, you're going to turn this over and you're going to do a good square of adhesive behind that. Okay, and you're going to stick that one. We'll work out how far across we want it. We want it right about here. Don't forget, if you want it to pop up more in the middle, come in a little bit, like a couple of millimeters maybe. So can you see what I mean about coming in a millimeter or two? Or you can go right on the edge of the DSP, and that will sit a bit flatter when it's open. Okay, so that's going to go like that. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it down on itself, and then that leaves this one exposed. So you're going to do that one. Make sure you use enough glue that it's going to get a really good stick, and then you're going to close your card. That's the easiest way to do it. Ah, yes, thank you, Cherie. Cherie's put up the price and the number for the Last Chance Glimmer. So this paper, see how by doing that, it perfectly lines up exactly the same as this one was. So we're a couple of millimeters in from the edge, same as this one. And that's the easy way to do it. I probably could have gone a little, I probably could have put that down a tiny bit, but I'm going to leave it where it is. It's fine. All right, so the glimmer paper is fantastic. I have used a ton of it. I bought another, I was very happy to see it was on Last Chance, and I bought 2 more packs for this card. Okay, but I can't show you the pretty in pink because I've used all that up. But this is the petunia. Then we've got the peach pie. Oh, hang on, I've actually got, that's not even part of this pack. We have Shy Shamrock. And we have Summer Splash. Look how beautiful these are. They're real jewel colors, aren't they? So it's those 4, and I have a little bit of it. Here we go. And this one. Those are the 5 colors, which are last year's in colors. These got another year to run, but the glimmer paper is going now. So if you like these, grab them. They're really reasonable at the moment. They're down, I think they were... Yeah, there you go. Cherie put it up. They were $19.25. They're down to $11.55 for a pack of these. So $11.55 is a very good price for 5 sheets of glimmer paper. It's fantastic. All right. So this is how this is looking. Now, it looks good, but it does look a little bit empty because it's missing some decoration. So we have some pieces left over in this pack. For those of you who have the washi, you can go ahead and cut yourself a piece, and between, so it's totally up to you to decide how you want to do this, but you can go ahead, and if you're going to decorate on the banner itself, then you need to make sure it's attached to the banner. Now, these ones don't matter because they're glued down, but these ones, you wouldn't want to, you know, glue that down. You want to make sure it's on the banner and not actually putting glue onto the background. So let's see, what have we got here? I'm going to pull them all out and we'll just have some fun decorating. Oh, I got an extra one of those. All right. Oh, no, there are two. There are two of those in the pack. That actually, they're not the same. I thought they were the same, but one's bigger than the other. Can you see that? This one's a little bit bigger. So they're very similar otherwise, though. All right, I do really like the rose, and I would really like to use that. The other thing you want to make sure is if you're attaching it to the concertina strip, you don't want to have it going over a score line because then it won't be able to fold properly. So you want to make sure you keep them separate to the score lines. So I'm just going to play around and see where I'd like these to be. I like this. I don't know, maybe one here, some hugs there, and we've got these little pieces. These are good, these little guys. You can use them in all kinds of ways too. So I'll put one of these here, and then we've also got some, you know, some little, and if you did what I said before and just put a little bit of glue behind here, then there'll be room for you to actually put these in behind if you want to. All right, so you know, we can get really creative and do a whole bunch of different things with this. So you know, this one will lift a little bit because we didn't put it behind the whole thing, we just used a little swirl of glue, so we can move that. There we go. So we can start to get quite creative about where you want to put these. So I'm actually going to go ahead. You can use dimensionals if you want to, or you can use, but once again, be wary of adding bulk to the card. I'm just going to go ahead, because it's just white cardstock on the back, you can just go ahead and I think the rose, this one here, this is my favorite one in the pack. I like this one too, but I love the rose. I just think that's really pretty. And then this one, I'm going to use a glue dot behind that. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to use Tombow, just as easy. Just a little bit behind there. Let's pop that right there. This little guy, I'm going to add some glue behind him. They make such a difference, don't they, these little washi decorations? Oh, I'm so glad you like it, Susie. That's fantastic. Thank you. Whoop. Now, just bear in mind that not much sticks to glimmer. Okay, you'll need to use, if you're sticking it just on the glimmer, that's why you might notice I'm putting it partly on the glimmer and partly on the background, because if you just stick it to the glimmer, you're going to have trouble with either this or seal. They don't work very well. So I would suggest that if you're going to stick it on the glimmer, that you use a glue dot. Glue dots and dimensionals work with glimmer paper. So that's, I think, the best way to go when you're trying to stick it on the actual letters. So this one, for example, if I want that one on a letter, then I'm going to use a glue dot. And this one, well, it would be partly on the letter and partly not, so I probably am okay with that. So let's pop that right there. And we're sticking it mostly to the white because it's not going to stick very well on the glimmer. This little guy here is going to go on the white, so I'll use some glue. Oop. See, it went on the glimmer and it won't even work. All right, and make sure it's not over the score. Okay, and then we've got another one here. This one's going to go mostly on the glimmer, so I'll put the glue dot on that. And straight away, all of a sudden, it looks really pretty. Okay. Oh, you call them uppies. You know, I have got customers who call dimensionals the funniest things. I have a lady who calls them uppities. And I had a group of customers that used to call them, wait for it, dementias. And they thought that was hilarious. I mean, in hindsight, it probably isn't that hilarious, but that's what she called them. Or this whole group actually called them that. They thought they were funny. All right. So now we have a birthday hugs card. Okay. And I hope you like it. Don't forget, if you don't want to do it for a birthday card, you could just do the hugs, not include the word birthday, and on the front have a thinking of you and then hugs inside. Because it could even be a a get well card. You know, you can need get well hugs, right? All right. So now we have this one that's made with the Unbounded Love paper. This one that's made with the Wildflower Birthday paper. We also have this one that I showed you that I made with some different papers because I was using the purple tones instead. Okay. And then I wanted to show you another card. Uh-oh, what have I done with it? Let me find it. I made it. What have I done with it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's in the container. Okay, so I just got this set this week. Just this week, and I absolutely love it. I've fallen in love with it. This is the Kintsugi Inspiration, or the Kintsugi Suite is what it's called. Let's have a quick look at it, because this one I didn't do any letters. I didn't do any banners. I did some other things on this card. So this is such a pretty card, such a pretty set. And I'm just thinking, you know what would look really nice on this would be some Winker Stella. I was just thinking about this on my flower here. That would just make it even more sparkly, because we've got all this lovely gold foil. So where have I put my, here it is, my catalogue. I just want to show you this. So it is on page, nearly there. There it is. So it's, these pages keep sticking together for some reason. 58 and 59, okay, is the pages we're talking about. It's called Kintsugi Inspirations. The stamp set is called Inspiring Imperfections, which I just love. I think that's such a nice name. Oh, ephemera. I know that's a word that gets people very tied up in knots for some reason. All right, so these, okay, this is the beautiful paper. And what I love about that is these ones here that have all the, and let me show you. I actually do have the paper sitting here next to me, so I might as well show you the actual thing. These are gorgeous. And you can see I've used this one here with the foiled cherry blossoms. I use that as a background here. But notice the bowls, okay? They're cut out from a sheet of the paper, which is in here. This sheet here, every single thing on this sheet cuts out with the dies, with the matching dies. Every single thing, okay? So that's important because you get no wastage with this. So it's in Inspiring Imperfections dies. You've got the vases that cut out. You've got the bowls that cut out. And then you've got the little flowers that cut out. Look at these. How good is that? All of these cut out, every single one. There is, between the two sheets, 28 of the big vases, 28 of the bowls, and 28 of the flowers. So super, super useful. It's something that I love it when they have dies that match up with stamp sets, but even more so when that matches up with DSP. I just think it's fantastic. And it makes it so, so useful. You haven't played with yours yet. I know. Well, I only got mine this week too, Leslie. It actually arrived yesterday morning. And I've already, my card, those of you who are interested, I have a global hot video going up at 7 p.m. my time on Friday night. So half an hour before my regular Friday video, there'll be another video. I've set it up as a premiere, so you can chat on that one as well if you like. And we're going to be using this suite to make a slimline card, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So this little thingy here is what I have done, and I really like it. And when you open it up, we've got all the bowls inside. So I just did it so we had, I think it's quite a peaceful card. I really like that, and I love this swirly pattern paper in the background. Isn't that nice? Am I saying it wrong? Oh, it's like I'm saying it with the G is a hard G, but you're saying it's a soft G. Kintsugi. Okay. Thank you, Cherie. I needed that lesson. I know. You know what's really good is that we still have our sweet sale going right now. So our sweet sale, it covers all of these products that are in a suite. So this is a suite, okay? It is $136 here in Australia, and that is the stamps, the dies, the embossing folder, which I haven't even used yet. These gorgeous little, can you see them? How nice they are. These little, come on, focus camera. You can do it. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. But anyway, these beautiful little things, which are called flower accents, and then the paper. Okay, so all of that stuff makes up this suite for 136. And the suite sale only has a few days left, but this is how it works. You can buy anything out of a suite or a whole suite. It doesn't have to be a whole suite. You can just be one item. You might decide you love this paper, and that's all that you wanted out of this suite. So the paper is, what is it? It's a specialty paper, so it's $29. Just to say you decide you wanted the paper and you want the embossing folder. The embossing folder is $17.50. The paper is $29. So the way the sweet sale is, the way it works, the first item is full price, so that would be the paper, and the second, less expensive item will be half price. So it'll be half of $17.50, which makes it a very cheap embossing folder. Okay, that is how the sweet sale works. You don't have to order from the same suite. You don't even have, you can order from different suites, completely different suites. I actually wanted this whole suite, and I wanted, what was the other thing I ordered? I wanted a suite. For those of you who are demonstrators, listen carefully, okay? I also wanted a suite that's on pre-order, so it's not available until next Tuesday. But I wanted a suite that's on pre-order, so I got both suites, and I paid full price for one and half price for the other suite, which is a huge saving if you're getting a whole suite. So definitely something to be aware of. I think a lot of demonstrators maybe don't realize that they can get the whole suite, and not only that, they can get pre-order items. So there are some pre-order things that people can't even buy, customers can't even buy until next Tuesday. So the 1st of July is the date that those pre-order items will be available. You showcased it this week, did you, Susie? Fantastic. It's so good. Well, I hope you like that one anyway. So they're the samples I have for you today, but I'm going to put my blog address up, because if you would like to go and purchase the tutorial, written tutorial for this, if you would like it, with these pieces inside and everything, if you would like the tutorial for that, it is available now on my blog. Okay, you can head over there, lookwhatimade.com.au, hit the buy now button, and immediately you'll have access to this written tutorial. So I'm not doing extra videos anymore like I used to. I actually decided it was more in my interest just to do a written tutorial. So that's not only for the girls who have purchased from me, who will receive it automatically at no cost, but that's my gift to you. But you can also purchase it for $8 if you wish. All right, let me quickly come back to me. Hang on a second. I'm going to take the banner down, one thing at a time, Linda. And then I am going to come over here and say goodbye to you all. So today's Thursday. Tomorrow night is sketch night. That's Friday evening, the 27th. But don't forget, there is another video half an hour before the live that I normally do at 7:30. There's one at 7 o'clock. It's only 20 minutes long. Plus, I think there's a couple of 2 minutes of countdown. So you guys can chat while that's happening, and then we'll see you again at 7:30. So that's cool. How did we go today? Does anyone have any questions before I say goodbye? You can't buy until July now. I was going to say, yes, you can, but I'm assuming that's for your own reasons. Otherwise, yes, it is possible. But no, I totally. You got that suite for 68. I know, isn't that great? It's really good. I think I did 2 from memory, because the other suite that I got, I'm going to show you the pre-order suite. I'm going to show tomorrow night on my sketch night video. So look out for that. And that's super cool. I'm very excited about that one as well. So we've got some really lovely things coming. There is also going to be a Zoom at the end of July for anyone who likes to Zoom with me. And I'm hoping to do a Christmas in July kind of a thing. So, all right, everyone, have a fantastic afternoon and evening, or wherever you might be. Have a fantastic day. And I will see many of you again tomorrow night. Have a great day. Thanks, guys. Thank you for loving the card today and making this so much fun. Thank you. Bye.